Hi, I'm Mark at the Caravan Place, and today we're doing the site setup guide for the Coachman Pastiche 564. We're going to run you through the setup, as when you pull up on site, drop the legs, the four corner steadies, and then we'll show you how to set everything up and how to use the caravan. So on the near side of the caravan we've got an awning warmer. This comes off the main heating system, off the blown air heating system. So if you've got an awning, this will put out a little bit of heat into the awning side of the caravan. We've then got a 230 external socket, so you've got power into the awning, and then you've also got an external barbecue point. This runs off the main gas system. We're set up on propane, and we've got the hand wheel on here set up, so you're not going to need a spanner. You can literally just do this up by hand. Remember that the connections to the gas bottle is a reverse thread, so you tighten this up by hand, reverse to what you normally would. It's literally then just turn the gas tap on the gas bottle straight on. If you've got the barbecue point on, there is a little adapter that you have to get that connects in, and it's the gas barbecue old type for the connection, and that will just go into your gas barbecue point. There's a little red tap on there, you turn that on and that would then connect straight through. So when you turn this gas bottle on, it will supply the caravan and your external gas barbecue. Towing, we're set up on 13 pin, so make sure your vehicle is set up for the 13 pin connectors. There is a hitch up guide in our description that you'll find for hitching the caravan up, just a little guide on that. You've also got the Alco ATC, so if you've got all 13 pins wired on the car, when we connect this in, you'll hear a noise go through underneath of the caravan, and we should get a little green flashing light or a green solid light. That is just telling us that the system is okay and ready to use. If we get a red light, we just need to disconnect, leave it 30 seconds, reconnect, and hopefully we should get a green light then. If it continues to be red, you just need to phone us. There is an issue with the ATC, and do not travel with that, but that is very, very rare. Moving on to the off side of the caravan, we've got our vent for our Truma combi boiler. So this is going to work for your heating and hot water. This is just literally the gas flue for that. Our water pump, drop the one end into the aquaroll, and then the other side just pushes into the side of the caravan, and the little blue clip just connects underneath and locks that into place. We've got a filter. A Truma filter can be replaced on the top here, so if you're going to use it for drinking water, you'd unscrew this cap off, replace the filter, and then you can set when it was that you actually replace the filter, so that you know when to replace it for the next time. Battery box, so we've got a battery on here just to test the motor mover. Our 230 volt is going to plug straight into here. We've also got the little key switch for the motor mover, so to operate the motor mover we have to put this key switch in first, turn it into the on position, connect the motors to the wheels, and then on the handset. But again, when you actually come to pick the caravan up, we'll show you the motor mover running and working correctly, and how to do that in the right order. We've also got an external 12 volt socket, an external TV socket, and also an external satellite point. So if you're using an external aerial, or you go to a site and they've got an external aerial point, you can connect straight into their site aerial. 230 volt, we've got a little cutout here, so the cable will not get trapped when you lock this locker up, and it's literally just fold the top back, push that in, and that will lock into position. Just behind the wheels on the offside, we've got both of our wastewater outlets, so all of our wastewater from our kitchen sink, our bathroom sink, and our shower is all going to come out of here. Towards the rear then, we've got our cassette toilet, so this is our filler for our flush water for our cassette toilet. So a little watering can, just fill this up, and then pink chemical, so the pink toilet flush chemical goes into the top here. To drain off the flush water, we've got a little tube here that pulls out and it's just tucked up at the top. We just remove the cap and that will drain all of our flush water. Definitely through the winter we're going to want to drain that off so it doesn't freeze up and cause any issues. And again, if we're not going to use it for 2 or 3 weeks, it's probably worth just draining that off. Also, when you come to move the caravan, we don't want this flush water full of water, otherwise we're going to get a spillage inside possibly. So just drain that off. Again, if that's full, just make sure that you've drained it down before travelling. The actual cassette, we've got a little orange handle at the bottom that lifts up and the cassette just pops straight out. The filler, or the little nozzle, folds out. We remove the cap, and at the back we've got a little orange button. We just hold that in, that is going to let air in, and that will just help us remove everything out of the cassette. There is a little measuring cup on the end of here, so when you come to put the blue chemical in, you can put the blue chemical in here and this will give you measurements. To actually clean the cassette out, you can pull the cap back, open up the trap with the little side knob here, and then that just folds back, pushes in, and then to actually put the cassette back into the Caravan, it's literally just push it straight in. Now when you come to remove this, if you lift this up and it feels like it's stuck, just go inside and make sure that the opening for the toilet is actually closed. If that's in the open position, this won't come out, and if you force it, you're going to damage it and break it. So again, when we go inside afterwards, we'll show you that. Moving back round to the near side of the Caravan, we've got a cupboard here that goes underneath of the bed. So just storage. There's the carpets, and I think there's some other bits and pieces in there also. We've got our awning light already on, and we'll show the panel just inside the Caravan with all the controls. So when we come inside of the Caravan, just above the door is our little control panel that has got our master 12 volt on and off, our lights on and off. This will just, as we press these, this will then tell us lights on or lights off. So when we press that one again, got lights off, lights on. Our awning light, so if you want to turn that one off or if you want to turn it back on. Our water pump, and then on this one here we can go through the different settings to change the time, etc. As soon as you disconnect the battery, unfortunately it will lose its memory. We've got a little plug symbol just right in that top left hand corner. This will tell you that we've got our mains electric, our 230 volt mains hookup plugged into the Caravan. If you've got your cable connected in and we've not got the little symbol up there, there's an issue either with the site electrics or wherever you plugged into, and it's not connected properly. So you just need to make sure that that is not tripped out anywhere or in the Caravan also. Water pump, before we put that water pump on, we want to make sure that all of our taps are in the closed position and also that they're over the sink. In this one, to put the cover of the sink back down, we fold the tap out of the way. So don't put that water pump on with these taps open. We just want to make sure that the spout of the tap is over the sink before we put that on, and that all of our taps are in the closed position before we put our water pump on. Also, just underneath of this seat here, we've got our drain off valve for the water system, and again we want to make sure that our drain off valves here are in the correct position before we go putting our water pump on. Now when we come to drain the Caravan during winter, or if we're not going to use the Caravan for a while, we want to literally pop these into the upright position. They will then start draining the water off, and you can just literally leave those in the upright position. Open all of the taps up and that will drain that water system completely. But again, as we come back into the Caravan, then we need to make sure that we've closed them back down into this position before we put our water pump on. Otherwise, we'll have those in the up position, we'll put our water pump on, and we'll literally empty the water container straight onto the floor. So just pop these little valves down, close all your taps, make sure the sink tap especially is over the sink, and we can then go ahead and put our water pump into the on position. If we've got air in the system, or we've just come for the first time to fill the system up, you'll probably hear the pump kick in and start getting the water into the system. Especially on the first time, if you've drained the system, you'll get a lot of coughing and spluttering. I only open the drain valves up very quickly then, so we've not got a lot of air still in the system. We just need to run the system until all the air is out, especially on the hot water side. Before we put our water heating system on, we need to make sure that our water boiler is actually full of water. So we want to run our water through on the kitchen tap, the bathroom tap, and also the shower, because it's on a pressure system. So we want to get all the air through all of the pipe work, make sure that we've got a good flow on hot and cold, and then when we come to put our water heater on, we're not going to cause any issues with anything like that. We've turned our gas on in our front locker, so we can then draw the gas through the system. We have got an electric ring, which is this back one, which is the very first control dial here, and this goes from 1 to 6, and we've got a little indicator here just to say that that is on. So again, just make sure that nobody touches this and turns this on while the hob lid is down, otherwise it's just literally going to cause you an issue and probably break the lid if that was to be accidentally turned on. Everything else is gas, and again it's just turn our control dial to the big flame, hit our igniter, give it a few seconds and then release, and they'll stay lit. And then again we can adjust those down to the low side, high side, and then back off, and the same with all of those. Again, before we put our glass lid down, we want to make sure that all of these have cooled down to a point where we can put our hands on there, and then it'll be safe to put that lid back down. On our grill, we've got a little line at the top to indicate that that's the grill. Again, we literally put the control dial in, hold that in, hit our igniter. Again, we can turn it down and back up and then back off. And then on our cooker, it's the very end control dial. Again, just hold it in, hit the igniter, and that will light up. And then again, we can set the temperature to where we want that to. This will also help getting the gas through the system if we've just changed a gas bottle, or we've just come to the Caravan for the first time. By getting the gas through on the hob, grill and oven, we can physically see that we've got the gas through the system, and then that will just make everything else a little bit easier to light up if we're going to use it on the gas. So when we come to our fridge, we can then press our main on button. Just literally hold that one in and we'll get all of our display light up. We've got a flame that signifies that our gas, and you can actually hear, once that's lit up, you can hear it burning slightly. You can hear a slight noise off that. To toggle along, we press in the middle grey one, use our arrows, and then we can select the electric, and then we can select also how cold that we want that. Press again and it will just tell us that we're on electric and we're on the high setting. Again, to change it, again holding the grey, come across. We've also got battery, which is on the 13 pin, that will work off the car when we're travelling if you've got your connectors wired up on that one. Obviously we've not got a car connected at the moment, so that one's not going to do anything. And then again, back to gas, hit that, we can select what temperature we want, hit it again, and that light just straight back up on the gas. Once you've finished with the Caravan and you're not going to use it again, it's advisable just to hold the off button, and that will just shut the complete fridge down for you then, for when you're not using it. On our Truma control panel, we just literally wake it up with a press of the button. On our display then, we've got our internal heating, so that's signified by the little camper van with the thermometer. When we press that one, we've got off, and then we can set our temperature to where we want. So we'd literally just set that to 21, say. That will then leave a little flame sign just above. Now that's not saying that we're working on gas, and that's literally just saying that our heating system is now active. So when we come back to our main screen, we're actually already at 21 degrees in here. We've got electric plugged in again because we've got the plug symbol just on the end there, and that is then just saying that that heating system is operational. Our hot water is the next one along with the thermometer with the water symbols again. We just press that one. At the moment we're in off. We've got 40 degrees, 60 degrees and boost. So if we go to a low ampage site and we've not got a lot of power, not a lot of electric ampage, we'd want to run that probably on the 40 degrees. If we go onto a site and we've got no issues with electric, we can run that on 60. You have also got a 30-minute boost, which is that will run gas and electric for 30 minutes just to boost that hot water up for you, and just get it up to temperature a little bit quicker. Once you've selected, a quick click and that will then literally go back to the main screen. So it says that we've got our heating on. We're flashing on our hot water because it's now heating our hot water. So we've then got the flashing to say that we are actually heating our hot water up, and we're set to 60 degrees. If I just come back to the heating and I just turn the temperature up past what the room temperature is, click that again, come back out, and you'll start to then see that the gas symbol there to say that our internal heating is now working, and that we've set the temperature to a higher temperature than that's inside of the Caravan, and both are now working. To select what power that we want, we come across to the gas bottle and to electric symbols. So we've got electric 2 on our power symbol. We've then got electric 1, and we go to one little symbol above. We've then got a mix of gas and electric on the higher setting, so we get our gas bottle and 2 electric symbols. Our mix 1, so gas and electric 1, just to say that we've got the lower setting, and then we've got just gas. So again, if we wanted to select gas, we just click that one and it will come up then with our gas bottle. When we go back, again, our heating and hot water will be flashing because they're both operational now, and we've got our gas bottle to say that that's working on our gas. Press the button, and then we've also got our very last one is our fan. So when we've got our heating on, we can select either eco or high, and that will then put the blown air heating around the Caravan. If we select high, we'll click that one, come back out of it, and that will then put our blown air heating on with our heating on gas. We have also got another little setting, which if we're hot and we don't need any heating, we can turn our heating back off. We can then turn our hot water back off, and then when we come along to our fan, we've now got off, vent. So if we click vent, we can now turn this right the way up to 10, and this will literally just put cold air around the Caravan. So we've got no heating, no hot water, but we're just going to blow cold air just around the Caravan just to cool us down on a hot day. And then we get the circular symbol just to say that that has now come on to vent, and we're just going to, after about 30 seconds, that system will kick in and start just blowing cool air around the Caravan. To turn that back off, we can click back in there and just go straight back off, and then we can go back in and put our heating or our hot water and then select which panels that we want. When we come out of the system, then we've turned everything off at the moment, so across the top it's just clear, just to say that at the moment we've got nothing on. And again, we can just go back in and select exactly what we want to work. Our main lights then, we've got switches throughout the Caravan, so just underneath the of the kitchen unit, we've got our light with our little light switch. As we go round, then I can put the individual little lights on. We've got a switch just underneath of here that puts a little light on that side, and then we've got another one this side that puts this side on. We've got another little switch just underneath here to put our top light on, and then again our little spotlights have got their own little light switches also. Also over the kitchen area, we've got our extractor fan. Now, to operate our extractor fan, we'd first open the roof up by the dial here on the side. We can then operate by turning it on. We can turn the power up to extract out, and then if I come back, we can actually blow cool air around the Caravan. We'll just let that stop before we go on to the other side, and then we can turn that to blow cool air inside of the Caravan. So again, if we've got a hot day and we just want air blown in from outside just to cool the Caravan down, we can use that. It's advisable that if you're going out, and again 100% definitely before you travel, bring that roof light back in, otherwise that's going to end up going down the motorway. We have also got a microwave. Different settings on here, different power levels. We've got a little auto start that when we press start it just goes for a minute. If we want to then stop that, we can just press stop, and then again different settings throughout there. Microwave plate, we want to remove this microwave plate when we're travelling, so again we'll pop it underneath of the sink at the seat at the front just there, and that isn't going to come out, crash onto this worktop at the underneath and cause any damage. So again, just always make sure that's out. We've then got our little light switches around also. There's a little light switch just at the back of the door, the bathroom door just here, that puts our other lights on. And then moving on to our cassette toilet, we've got our flush button, so that puts our flush water through. We've emptied that down ready for travel, but you can hear the pump kicking in. To open the little trapdoor, we literally push the grey handle towards the back. Now, as I said when I was outside, make sure that this is always closed back fully down, and then when we come to remove that cassette, the cassette will just come out. Even if that's just open very, very slightly, the cassette will not come out, and if you try and force it, it's going to damage it. So just make sure it's pulled right to the front, and you won't have any issues with that. Hopefully we've gone through all the main operations of this Coachman for you, so it's going to make it a little bit easier for when you come to site and you come to set up this video. Will just make life a lot easier. If you do get stuck with anything, just give us a call or let us know in the comments and we'll be able to help you through. But otherwise, hopefully you've got to grips with everything and you get used to using it and enjoy your time on site. Thanks, I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.